Well, you already know what it is. It's another episode of E-Thought Conversations where we talk to people who are entertaining, who are educational, who are engaging in life, who are difference makers. And always I got a difference maker with me today. He's going to keep it raw. He's going to keep it real. He's going to keep it funny. He's my guest. He's my brother. It's Mike McDaniel. He's not
What's
just a
going on,
comedian.
Pastor
Well,
E?
hold on. Let me finish your introduction
My
because
bad,
you
my bad.
yeah, so slow down, slow down. You know, he's just not, he
Hold
doesn't just tell jokes. He talks about life. And so we're going to talk about navigating through divorce. We're going to be funny about raising 3 kids, being self-employed, being resilient, be reinventing yourself. We're going to keep all that right in this confines of this conversation. He's my friend. He's my brother, Mike McDaniel. Take me, Mike. Now's your turn.
He's my friend. He's my brother. Pastor E, man, honored to be here, big brother. Honored.
Hey, man, it's an honor to have you. Let's get right into it, man. Hey, you're a comedian. How long have you been doing comedy?
I started my first time getting on stage was like actually performing stand-up, not knowing what I was doing, was March 21st, 2007.
Wow.
So 18 years and some change now. That's
Wow.
crazy to say that out loud. I could have had a kid graduate from college. I mean, high school on their way to college. That's ridiculous. Don't
So
ask me
18 years.
that ever again.
Do you feel like a veteran now, or what? Where
I
you
don't.
classify?
I
No.
don't. I don't. I literally had to restart and rediscover myself and my voice. So I'm a new comic, man. Like it's new to me again, you know.
We're gonna get into your rediscovery and reinventing yourself. That's a little more of a serious dialogue. But what makes funny? What makes a comedian funny?
Man, it's authenticity. Like,
Okay.
to me, somebody asked me the other day what's funny to me, and funny to me is always timing. I like to and not knowing which direction you're coming from. You know,
Hmm.
like my kids, the stuff they say to me is hilarious. My daughter, my son was acting up, and she wasn't in her mind. He was acting up, and I said, "Abby, chill. Why you acting like this? Well, what did he do?" I said, "He didn't like he didn't do nothing." I'm going back and forth, and she's like, "Well, you raised him." I'm like, "You 7. Where you even get that from?" And like, stuff like that breaks me. My other son saw me shaving with no shirt on. And I go, "Arr," and he just walked away and straight face, walked back in his room and announced to his brother and sister, "Daddy's still fat." I'm
So,
trying to say,
like,
"What you do?"
that's like they say when you become a content creator, material is everywhere.
It's
You just gotta
everywhere.
find it. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. And but the truth is also everywhere. And the person
Okay.
who's bold enough to tell the truth
Uh-huh.
about what they see in a funny way, they get to laugh.
And one of your strengths are impersonations. Impersonations. I know you just did Donnie McClurkin from his Live in London record.
Is that what you got? You better stop playing with me.
You do a Barack Obama. Uh,
You know, we do what we can do when we can do it.
that's one of your strengths. What would you say? When did you said you about finding your voice? When did you find Mike McDaniel's voice? You was like, okay, this is me. Because
Oh
who's
man, probably 6 months ago.
that's crazy.
No,
You
but
found a new voice 6 months
yeah,
ago.
but I think I understood my voice then. It took a lot of life, me wanting to quit or me quitting essentially to find like, okay, what is it that's gonna make me keep going and doing this? And that was the rediscovery of my voice, my style, what's funny to me, what I care about, and how these persons gonna feel about what I say versus what I'm gonna say anyway, and not compromising that. Like
So who are your strongest influences?
my strongest influences. I mean, this might not, is this a church pop?
No, this is
No,
conversation.
I'm kidding. But my strongest influences, I'll tell anybody, Courts first it was well, Eddie Murphy when I was a kid. I was in a crack house and I found the Delirious cassette tape and I fell in love with comedy listening to that. So it was Eddie Murphy. Um, that's true story. I'm not making none of this up. It was in a
What?
shoebox. Yeah, it was in a shoebox and with no nothing on it. And I just read it and it said Eddie Murphy. And I had this little raggedy radio. Like it was this big. And the tape deck, the plate was gone. So you had to slap it on there. And I'm in the house in this crack house on Etzel Street in Southwest Detroit
Okay.
playing this and cracking up, memorizing it all. Crackheads coming there to buy their stuff. He said his mama got a wooden leg with a kickstand. That's hilarious. Like it was, I was entertainment. I was child entertainment. I was like Webster.
Okay. So we just can't skip over that. You were probably in an adverse situation, is what you trying to say. Like you said, crack
All
house, like
yeah,
you was in the White House.
it was definitely adverse. So
Okay.
a lot of those these are things that people don't know about. These are
Okay.
things that people don't. So when they presume something, it's
Hmm.
like it's way more here than you could ever imagine. But this is where all this stuff comes from, you know. So yeah, man, like
So
that
Eddie Murphy,
Eddie Murphy. That I'll go to my next biggest the person that I loved the most was Martin, and all the
okay,
characters Martin did.
genius.
So that solidified. And then Chappelle with the Chappelle show and all the characters that he would do. And, so I started doing voices, characters, and people. I was like, yeah, I guess I am good at this.
Uh,
So I was making it. I've been for years making everybody else laugh. Like even at church, I would do Pastor Winans when we were perfected, you know,
mm-hmm.
in the plays and stuff. Like they would
Because we
get
went
me
to
to
church together.
we went to church together. That's where I know him from. I was a kid then. Now I'm 50 almost. So
Well, what does that make me if you was a kid? Tell the truth. Don't tell the truth. So we went to church together, and
and we did. And I would play like we did my favorite play we did during convocation was Church the Way It Was Meant to Be. And I got to play two preachers. So and I rehearsed it different every rehearsal except for the last preacher. The last preacher, of course, was Pastor Winans. And at the play, I actually put his robe on. I had my glasses, and we was at the Masonic Temple.
yeah.
Everybody lost it
Uh-huh.
because it was so, I did my shoulders and hunched over and read my text. I did the whole thing. So those are like beautiful moments of that's when it was okay to be a comedian.
Because there was an ideology out there that says you can't be a. Would you? Okay, first of all, did you say you're a clean comedian, you're a Christian comedian, or you're just a comedian that? What
I'm
category?
definitely a
Do you
clean comedian. I'm a
Okay.
Christian who's a comedian. So I'm not I'm a believer who lets what I believe guide how far I'll go.
Okay. Okay. So you can do comedy and be a believer.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, you could
Then
be a believer and do almost anything that is for a believer to do.
okay. Have
Jesus was
have
funny.
so when you're in some of these arenas, has anybody came back to you and be like, "Nah, brother McDaniel, you kind of that was a little edgy right there."
Nope. You know what I got? I got people who didn't know, well, didn't wasn't churched or whatever. Dog, you was funny as cuss. You didn't even cuss though, did you? Like, and they think they don't even realize that they ain't been cussed out until they think about it because they just enjoy themselves. And they're like, man, you was funny, man. You." And then that's an opportunity. Like laughter, I really believe what the Bible says. Like, and I know this to be a fact now. laughter does a heart good like a medicine. It really is medicine. And
It is.
I know that because I was depressed for, shoot, about 5 years, and I didn't laugh until late 2023, like a real hard laugh where I felt like, "Wow, I just laughed."
Mhm.
I actually laughed, and it was a liberating. I felt the freedom of that laugh. So that moment kinda healed me, and it was I have to tell you the story off camera as to what triggered that, but
Okay. Maybe we can maybe we can get the mild version a little later on in the conversation. But let's unpack that a moment, because how does a comedian go through depression or not laugh? That's an oxymoron, because you laugh at everything. You find funny in almost everything.
that's not true. We
Okay.
find the funny just because I'm gifted at something. My gift is for you.
Okay.
It looks like it benefits me. It attracts you to me. It makes room for me to be in a place with you, but that doesn't mean that that particular gift that I have within me is going to make me okay when I go through certain stuff. It's like saying preachers don't feel pain. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing. Like you
mhm.
can't doctors don't get sick. You know, you can't you can't separate it. Mechanics cars don't break down. You
Yeah, yeah.
know, it happens. Like that's crazy, man.
But it would look like, you use those analogies, it would look like the mechanic wouldn't have an extended period of car breaking down, or the preacher would be able to preach his way out, or the doctor would get the finest of care. How do you, for lack of a better term, go through 5 years of depression? Did you recognize it? Number one.
Did, but I didn't. Well, put it this way. So I was in a marriage that wasn't working,
Okay.
you know. I'm I'm in midlife now. So
Okay.
which is a whole nother dimension to and that's a whole nother conversation about men in midlife.
Hmm.
So I'm in midlife. I got a baby, and then I get a 2 for 1 in a situation that's very challenging. And then on top of that, my little brother passed it. My baby brother died in 2016, right before I met the young lady I married. In the midst of that, 2019, September 2019 is actually coming up on a few years now. My father died on the 20th, and 3 days after my father's funeral, another brother was killed. So the last time I saw him was at my dad's repast, and then
Wow.
Monday he was gone. So that with the kids, a marriage is not working, and you living with somebody that hates you, and not speaking of,
Yeah. Your truth.
what you gonna do? Like where do you feel okay? Like, and where do you find it while you're grieving? And then pandemic happens not long after that. So now I'm stuck in the space with these kids and somebody that hate me. And
So
I
let
don't like myself.
And you don't like yourself. That's a storm. You talked about divorce. You open about your divorce. What's the toughest part about rebuilding and starting over in this season or that season?
It is realizing that you don't know who you are now and what it's going to take for you to be good now. Because now I have different challenges with myself because you're a different person after grief. And you don't know that you're a different person after grief. When you take consecutive losses and you try to go back to just being who you were, and you like, why is this not working like it worked? You're not who you were.
Hmm.
You're not the same person. So constantly having to stay at it, trust God, keep moving, but move productively. and find out what works best in this season. And it's just having the consistency to just keep going, man, and just having that faith to just keep pushing until you good. It's financial, it's emotional, it's a lot of stuff. Like and if you're not people could say, spiritually grounded and usually if you trust God, you could do all of that. But I am trusting God. That's
Do they
why I
say
jumped off the building.
it like that? Trust God.
You just trust God. Like and then like, our people, like,
Yeah.
you gotta do what you gotta do. You just gotta, I don't have it to do what I have to do right now. Like I don't have that strength. You know what I mean? Like I have to find new strength now. It's not what it was. So
So did you perform during this season?
did
Any
I did spontaneously, but mostly out of town. I didn't do much at home. I had some rough I had some rough patches. I had a DJ cut my mic off because he just didn't like me, and it was at a church show. I want to
Mhm.
fight this dude.
So what was the preference for not doing something locally versus out of town? Was it just because you didn't want to deal with people you knew?
I just couldn't be around. I don't know. I just couldn't be around people that I knew. I can't explain what it was, but it's
Okay.
like if I'm gonna bomb, I'm gonna bomb away.
Okay. Because
I'm
it
gonna
probably
bomb away and get a check away. If I bomb at home,
you
because
gotta
I
live
don't
with it.
feel it. Yeah, you don't feel if you don't feel funny, man, how you gonna be funny? Like you just gotta pull like I'm gonna go up here and make up something. Like that's a terrible feeling.
Yeah. To run into somebody at the supermarket, be like, hey
There you
man,
go,
the other guy was funnier than you, man.
man. And then you
Yeah.
just gotta take that
Yeah.
and agree with him. Yeah, he was. It was his day. It wasn't mine. You
Everybody
know.
got a day. You talked
Yeah.
about grief. How's that shaped your perspective as a comedian, and as a man and as a father?
As a man, as a father, grief has allowed me. I can't be fake anymore. I can't pretend like I'm okay if I'm not okay. I've given myself the liberty to just be myself. And I learned this principle probably like 2021, radical acceptance, 20 and 2021, radical acceptance. And I thought about if my friend called me and they were telling me how bad they felt and what they were going through and all of this, what would I tell them? I would
Mhm.
tell them, I would pull everything out of me to encourage them, to rebuild them, to help them feel, you know what I'm saying? Get them back on their feet. Why don't I do that for me? Why, if I make a terrible mistake, I fall to adultery, I shoot somebody, I do something terrible, like
Mhm.
something that's forgivable. Would I tell that person, would I beat myself down and say, live there? Or would I look to God for forgiveness and grace and, like the prodigal son, come back home and lay in my father's arms? If I
That's
would
good.
tell you that, if you feel like that, why wouldn't I give myself that same encouragement and
Okay.
radically accept the fact that I'm flawed?
I like it. I like it.
I
That's
am flawed.
it's a aha moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's great relationship advice. People are always looking for something deep, and it's like, what would you tell your daughter? What would you tell your son? Then that's
Yeah.
what you would tell yourself.
That's it. But
It's
that's
just that.
hard to do.
Well, individually, it is because you can't accept your own advice.
You can't. See,
Yeah.
because your gift don't work for you. It works for everybody else. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. It
That
does. I think that's the psychological hurdle you have to get over. It does
yeah,
work for you,
it
but
does work.
yeah, that that
Mhm.
that unbelief, that impossibility you think about is like, it's good for them, but it ain't good for me.
That right there. So what do I really think about me? So the
Yeah.
unbelief part. So I really don't believe what I'm telling you to believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
get
so
it.
that's kind of crazy. But
It is.
we got to be first partaker. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got to be us first. You know,
Yeah.
like I remember Pastor Wines would say the teacher has to lend himself to the lesson.
Hmm.
Very valuable. That's that sticks with me. I keep that. So I look at, and that's where the transparency thing is coming in. It's like, people going through stuff. I, who am I not to hide my problems?
I mean, I applaud you. You had a transparent, vulnerable moment on social media recently, and you disclosed some of that. It just happened to come across my feed, and I'm like, okay, Mike about to say something funny. Next thing I know, you was caught up in emotion. It was a vulnerable moment. Talk about that moment. What led you to do that?
I was riding my bike, minding my own business, and I stopped at the stop where I normally stop. And I was like, I need to, promote, do a video about the show. And then I just wasn't feeling that. I was like, I thought about the people who supported me for years and how I just disappeared. And now it's been 8 years since I've actually promoted a show that I put together, produced, and all that. And I was like, I owe these people an apology or an explanation or something. So it was just like I had to tell people thank you, but that thank you turned into this is what happened. This is what happened to me. This is where I was. I gave up and I'm sorry. So I felt everything that was going on through that season and I still carry it, you
Hmm.
know. So it was like if I watched that video and I still haven't watched it, I would have never put it out.
Oh, you haven't watched it?
I just
No.
put it out. I put it in the little captions app. I was like, put the captions on there and put it out. And just put it out like it is because if I watch it, I'm not gonna put it out because I was like, you're not gonna mean me. Like and I lied to myself and everything. I was like, I'm sweating, so they won't notice a tear.
Yeah. Yeah. And the feedback that you've gotten from it so far?
Man, man, that was God loving on me through people. That was God saying, hey man, you weren't alone. We going through stuff too. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing. This is ministry. If you're a healer, this is part of it too. This is part of it too. You got to put yourself out there and tell people the truth. And what it did for me is it gave me the freedom to just be whoever I am whenever I'm there.
Yeah. Especially as an African American black man, it's hard for us to be transparent, vulnerable, authentic, especially on social media. But real men cry, and real men cry for help. Um,
That part.
and and I was like, "Ooh, Lord, I don't know if I can do that, but go ahead, Mike."
I didn't, I'm telling you, man, I get it. Because if I would have watched the video,
uh,
I would not have posted it. I got on my bike and started riding, and I was crying for real on the bike, riding away. And then knowing that I had to post that, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what it was going to mean because I've never done anything like that.
Yeah, for those that haven't seen it, he just talks about going through his divorce, trying to quit comedy, raising 3 kids almost on your own, being self-employed. He went through a whole gamut in about 8 minutes, and I was like, "Oh, okay, well." And then he said, "And I got a show this Saturday coming up. I'm healed." That's the most important thing.
That was what I sat down to do. I'm out here
Hey,
crying for nothing.
listen, look, come on
Comedy
out.
show.
I got a
Terrible.
family to support. I
I
can't stay
said,
here long.
come to the show, man. Ah, come on, man. Yeah, it was terrible, man. But
And
it lends. I think now I can actually help somebody because a lot of people. carrying stuff that they don't even know they carrying. It's like we just don't know what people are carrying, man. People don't realize what it takes just for you to show up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be
Yeah.
consistent and show up. People have no idea what it takes for you to do that, man. People, you smile all the time. You fun to be around, but you carrying some stuff, man. Some things have happened to you. You have felt betrayed. You have felt hurt. You have been scarred. That's the story inside the story. You show us the book cover that make us want to read, but what's in that book that you
Them, them chapters.
them chapters. That's it.
Woo!
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I applaud you. I think what we count as moments, God uses those moments to start movements.
Movement.
And
That's good.
yeah, you started a movement, and you'll never know how many people you helped because you'll never run into all the people that you helped. But you definitely empowered a lot of black men with your truth and with your vulnerability. I applaud that. And now, you're middle aged. You talked about being middle aged. I don't know if that's still your gut middle age or just your age in middle age, but how's that changed your outlook on life, on your fatherhood, on your success, on your legacy?
Man, I've been able to acknowledge that I'm not the same as I was 20 years ago.
Okay.
I'm not about to be out here trying to wrestle and fight. And I'm all the stuff that I thought I could do, there was nothing. It might cost me a lot more. So I'm a lot more honest with myself. Um, my children, time and living in the present is very important. Like with the grief and all of that, like right now is the most important moment in our lives, bro. Like this very moment right now is the most important because it's the one we got. The
Hmm.
one in the past is gone. The one in the future ain't ours. It's now. So that affects how I look at my kids. People talk about when they grow up, they become teenagers. Like, nah, I'm enjoying my daughter while she's 7 and my sons while they 6. And when the clock turns, I'm gonna enjoy them then too. But for right now, this is where we are, and none of that matters. So those are the things that I'm learning and dealing with every day, you know. But
Hmm.
when bills be coming, it throw you off though. It take you out of the now. It take you to the first. So it's like,
So, be a dad that has your kids a lot of the time.
yeah,
Um, Encourage some fathers out there that may be sitting where you sit.
brothers,
He said,
you don't know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Every child is different. And you are different based on the experience that you have. You've never been here before.
hmm
You might think you have. You might have raised other kids, but these people are different. They feel love a different way. But guess what? Show up and be as loving and as understanding as you possibly can with the tools you have now. But the most important thing is being there. You are the curator of culture and identity for your children. Period. Your demeanor, all that. So if your kids are just being kids, they're showing you where you are. They're showing me how immature I am. So how I can grow, how I can be better. Embrace the challenge and walk in love and be gracious to yourself. You're doing a good job, bro. I'm proud of you. We here, you got support. We see you. If nobody else see you, I see you. At the grocery store, at the games, at the school, just sitting in the car. I see you holding your baby. Right, I see you, bro. I celebrate you. Keep going, man. Do not give up. You got this. I know it hurt. It hurt, but you got this, man.
Love it. I love it. Man, we out of time just like that. But tell me what's next for Mike. What do you want to do in comedy that you haven't done yet? And tell me what's one of your highlights in comedy. Then tell me what you want to do that you haven't done yet.
My highlight in comedy was when I did the Charles H. Wright Museum back in 2011 when people were wrapped around the building and sitting on the stairs to come see this local dude, you know, and pack that mug out for my recording. That was probably the most significant moment for me because it was validation for all the pain up until that point that it took to get there, and that was a great feeling just to have that love and support. My family was in; they took up one whole section by themselves, so that was amazing. I've had some great moments as well, but right now I just want to build Kingdom Comedy, man. So that's the brand I'm building. We want to go into churches, ministries, and serve me and a couple other comics come show some love, help y'all raise funds, help build awareness for different causes y'all have going on, and just make stuff happen, man. That's Kingdom Comedy is what I'm on right now. So
Who do you want to work with in the future?
who do I want to work with in the future? Like consistently work with?
Whatever. Who you want to work with? Put it out there.
Hey man, Mike Larry.
Mike Larry is the man.
Mike Larry. I I like to meet Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, but work with Mike Larry. 'Cause
That's your
I've shared stages with a lot of those people. I've been on stage with, Mike Epps, I've been in the room with Kevin Hart, I've done all those things. Dave Coulier, uh, Donnell Rollins from Chappelle's Show, David Allen Greer. I've shared stages with these people, so it's like I'm not you know, I went to perfect it. Been around a lot of people. Whitney Houston was at church.
She was sat right behind me.
Yeah, like, right
Yeah,
in front of me, pink
right.
out, you know?
So do you and Mike y'all sharpen each other? Can he tell you that wasn't funny? You tell him that wasn't funny? Or y'all how do y'all work that?
Man, absolutely. Like, we are so but we very rarely have a moment to where we do something that ain't funny. Like, if some Josh Adams as well. Josh
Yeah.
Adams. Josh will tell me, "Man, you coulda did this," like, Josh, like, these guys, they were a couple years ahead of me. So, they were, like, the people around that was doing it, and then I would learn from him, but Josh has gotten so sharp, and he'll tell you, like, if you weren't being your best you, he gonna tell you. Larry too. Larry's the encourager. He'll keep you in the game. If it wasn't for him, I would probably stop doing comedy. Like, yeah, completely. Like, he's that guy. But we just laugh at the same type of stuff. We just say dumb stuff to each other and sit back and wait and see what happens. We enjoy each other far beyond pause. We enjoy the the craft and just laughing, and just sharing stuff that's funny. If it ain't funny, he ain't gonna laugh. Like, yeah, I'm like, yeah. Yeah. Or he'll tell me how to make it funny. And we do that for each other. We're like, "Oh, man, yeah." And then we laughing. If we start laughing, we good. But he's such a master at his game now, man, so it's like, you know, I just wanna be funny again. How I honestly feel is like I'm very patient about that. I'm not against it. I'm not against it at all, to be honest with you. But so much of my energy goes into my kids. I don't I don't know what I got to give you, baby girl, you know? They taking my time and my money. Like, I don't I'm just being honest, you know? That's the season I'm in, and I can't when God turned the tide, he turned it, but today absolutely, absolutely, and that's a tall I feel like that's a tall ask. Because when I was out there before, I ain't had no kids, I was just outside. Yeah, I'll just, so nah, still. What happened? Road trip, dinner date, safe. New edition, man. Come on, man. Winans. Yeah. Movie. It starts and it ends, and I won't get caught binging. I don't have to wait. I don't have to sit here for a day to catch up. I want to get to the plot. I want to get to all that and be done in an hour and 30 minutes, 2 hours. You can follow me on all social mediums. I am McDaniel, my last name, and also be on the lookout if you need voiceover for your church or your business or anything. Michael McDaniel VO.com. Yes, I do that. VO as in voiceover. And working on it right now, Michael McDaniel Comedy, the website. It'll have the Kingdom Comedy links, all of that. So yeah, follow me. I am McDaniel. You can find it there. So all
Yeah.
social.
And he was on a bunch of commercials. You had a good string, a good run of commercials. Every time I turned on, you was a doctor, a cancer patient. I think you did. Did you do Viagra or something?
Wow.
No, that's
Not yet.
me. That's me trying to be a
No, I
comedian.
was Cialis.
Yeah.
No, I got a lawyer thing now, and I got another one I'm sitting in the car. So that's what I got playing now.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much again, my brother. I always like to leave people with my ethos. My ethos for the day is, according to this conversation, life will break you, life can bend you, life can test you, but it also can build you if you let it. It's Ethos Conversations. Like, comment, share. Thank you for joining us again on Ethos Conversations. Give my brother Mike McDaniel a hand. We love you, man. Thank you for joining us on Ethos Conversations. God
Love
bless.
you, brother. Thank you.
All right.